Hey everybody, John Link. So let's take a minute and talk about market rates of return year to date. It's May 29th, 2024. So let's talk about the market a little bit. It's really not doing that well. Some of the indices, the S&P in particular, is doing pretty well, but is it? So when we talk about the S&P 500, there are two stocks in there that make up a very significant part of the rate of return, pardon me, average year to date. That's NVIDIA and also Supermicro. That's NVIDIA and SMCI. So get this now, the S&P 500 itself year to date is up 11.21%. So when you look and you're evaluating your own portfolio and you're looking at the S&P to evaluate against, is 11.21%. But guess what NVIDIA is in and of itself? Just one stock in the S&P 500 is up 137.6%. 137.6%. It was up more than that last year. Now, Supermicro is up 195%. So two stocks in the S&P 500 uh, make up most of the rate of return in the S&P 500. The When you talk about risk and reward and things like that, beta, as most of you know, a beta of 1.01, beta of 1 is the volatility of the S&P 500. The beta of Nvidia is 2.42, two and a half times greater than the S&P 500, right? So if you want a bumpy ride and you want to overweight your portfolio with Nvidia, when it's going up like this, it's great. When it's coming down, it comes down hard too, right? The Dow Jones is up 2.08% year to date. Okay, the Russell 2000 up 1.33%. The equal weighted S&P is up 3.3%. Okay, so the market's not doing so very great, but when you look at your portfolio and evaluate it against the S&P 500, take into account that unless you want to unless you want to really take a big risk on Nvidia and Supermicro, that's a huge part of it. So you might be tempted to overweight, right? Get more. Some people might want more of that in their portfolio. Those two stocks. I mean, if they're up 137%, 195% year to date, that's a lot, right? So give me more of that. Well, not really, because you're going to get out of balance in the portfolio, and you're going to be overweighted where you don't want to be when it comes back down on the other side. So just something to think about as you're looking at your portfolio rates of return. And frankly, when I look back at random accounts that we have in our strategies, I'm quite pleased with where we are year to date versus these numbers. Okay, all right. Give me a call if I can help. Thanks.